we reveal the 10 most lethal jets in the world, and rest assured the number 1, clearly toward above all. Let's begin with number 10. At number 10, the Chengdu J-20 from China. A compact multi-role fighter, the J-20 dashes at Mach 1.8 thanks to a single WS-10P turbofan around 144 kN with afterburner. At roughly 14 tons empty, it takes 11 pilots able to sling 5.6 tons of bombs or missiles. Its AESA radar and IRST allow it to launch PL-12 medium range and PL-15 long range air-to-air missile from beyond visual range. China fields hundreds of J-10s, using them for air superiority and ground attack mission. Agile and relatively inexpensive, the J-10 helped tip a recent conflict by suppressing heavier jets at close range. Its performance proved that 5th-generation avionics can make a 4th-gen frame extremely dangerous. Even though heavier stealth fighters outclass it, the J-10's combination of speed, armament, and electronics make it a powerful enforcer in regional airspace, a fitting entry at number 10. At number 9, the Mikoyan MiG-31 from Russia. Stretching nearly 23 meters, the Foxhound is a high-altitude interceptor designed for shock and awe. Twin D-30 F6 turbofans or 34,000 lpf each afterburner propel it to a blistering Mach 2.83 at 70,000 feet. With a massive surface ceiling above 20 km, it looms far above most jets. Its Zeslon radar can pick up cruise missiles at incredible range, letting it employ 4 long-range R-33 missiles or the hypersonic Kh-47 Kinzhal by day or night. Carrying up to 9 tons of missiles on 8 pylons, the MiG-31 interdicts threats hundreds of miles away. In practice, it defends the Arctic and Siberian skies, intercepting adversaries well before they reach Russia. Its ability to dash more than 3,000 km on a mission makes it a flying sentry. Though it lacks stealth, nothing else flies faster or higher while packing such a punch. The Foxhound's endurance and hypersonic strike roll keep it a potent high-end defender, an ominous figure to spot on the horizon. At number 8, the Dassault Rafale from France. France's omni-role fighter Dassaults with agility, twin SNECMA M88-4A engines or 16,860 lpf AP each accelerate the Rafale to Mach 1.8, 1,912 km per hour. Its Delta Canard airframe carries 9.5 tons of fuel internally and with drop tanks reaches around 3,700 km ferry range. With 14 pylons or 13 on the carrier version, 9,000 kilograms of weapons, from Meteor PVR missiles to Scalp AG cruise missiles and a nuclear ASMP-A missiles. Rafales boast the RB-E2 AESA radar and the Spectra EW or IRST suit, fusing data to spot stealthy targets. Its proven combat record, like in Iraq, Syria, and Libya, shows it dominating mixed mission profiles. Lacking absolute stealth, it relies on tactics and countermeasures, but its unprecedented versatility lets one Rafale switch from air combat to ground strike in a heartbeat. This agility and heavy loadout from air-to-air to tank booster roles make the French Rafale most potent fighter, worthy of number 8 on our list. At number 7, the Boeing F-15EX Eagle II from the USA. The newest Eagle brings venerable F-15 power into the 21st century. 2 GE F110 engine thrusts it to Mach 2.5, giving it the world's fastest sustained speed. Its airframe carries an enormous 13,400 kg payload on 25 hardpoints, more than any other fighter. In practice, that means up to 22 AIM-120 or AIM-260 missiles hung from the Advanced Missile or AIMBR. With 6.15 tons of internal fuel plus conformal, it achieves around 3,900 km ferry range. The APG-82 AESA radar and the new IRST-21 pod give 360-degree sensing, while EPAWSS EW gear protects it. Though not stealthy, the F-15EX shines as a long-range stalwart, defending homeland skies and launching swarms of standoff weapons. Its ability to loft hypersonic missiles and massive ordnance pack a punch no 4th-gen jet can match. In strategic terms, it augments stealth fighters by massing firepower. An English proverb, the eagle is a lethal predator. At number 6, the Eurofighter Typhoon from Europe. A dogfighter born of four-nation collaboration, the twin-engine Typhoon combines speed and agility. Two EJ200 turbofans or 2100 lbf AP each power it to Mach 2.35 at altitude and permit supercruise around Mach 1.5. With 3 drop tanks and 3000 km range, it patrols airspace per hour. The 13 hardpoints can carry up to 9,000 kg of missiles and bombs like Meteor PVR AAMs, IRIST, Storm Shadow or Scalp Course missiles, and Brimstone precision weapons are routine. Its Captor E AES air radar can track multiple targets, while Typhoon agility gives it an edge in close combat. Pilots praise its acceleration. Typhoon can blitz from takeoff to Mach 1.6 in about 30 seconds. Employed by RAF, Luftwaffe, Italian, and Spanish forces, it flexes power from the North Sea to the desert. As a near supersonic, highly maneuverable platform with cutting-edge avionics, Typhoon remains a feared component of NATO's air superiority. At number 5, the Sukhoi Su-35 Flanker E from Russia. This upgraded flanker is 4th-generation super-maneuverable hunter. Twin AL-41 F1S engines or 30,900 lbf each AP spin it to Mach 2.25, and it can supercruise at Mach 1.1 plus without afterburner. Despite an empty weight of 18 tons, it holds a staggering 900 kg of weapons on 12 pylons, extendable to 4,500 km with tanks. The Su-35's Earpiece E AES air radar with passive IRST or OLS-35 can simultaneously track dozens of targets. In visual combat, its thrust vectoring nozzles give design pitch on roll rates, with R-77, R-73, and R-25 missiles, or even anti-ship KH-31 and KH-35 missiles at the ready. It can engage fighters, ships, and radar sites alike. Russia has used Su-35s in Syria and Ukraine, proving its killing power. In essence, Su-35s blends potent avionics with old world muscle. A casualty-making brute host multi-role toolkit keeps it among the deadliest fighters of 2026. At number 4, the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II from the USA. The F-35 is a stealthy multi-role with technology integration at its core. One Pratt & Whitney F135 engine or 43,000 lbf AP pushes it to Mach 1.6. It carries 8.2 tons of weapons internally, up to 2 AAMs and 2 900 LP bombs, plus additional stores externally when stealth is needed. With 2,170 km combat range on internal field, the F-35 escorts allies and loiters over far-flung battles. Its AN/APG-81 AES air radar, distributed aperture sensors or DAS, and IRST give 360-degree passive situational awareness unmatched by any jet. Sensor fusion presents a single view of the battlefield, letting pilots track threats beyond visual range with virtually 4D clarity. The F-35's low observable shaping lets it stalk targets covertly, then employ AIMS-120s and precision-guided bombs. In actions from Syria to Iraq, the Lightning II has shot down enemy drones and provided air support from safe standoff distance. By combining stealth with next-gen avionics and networking, the F-35 multiplies the lethality of every sortie, making it a top-tier strike fighter for the day. At number 3, the Sukhoi Su-57 from Russia. The Sukhoi Su-57, Russia's first stealth fighter, merges speed with advanced sensors. twin AL-41F1 turbofans or 32,000 lpf APH enable Mach 2 dash speeds. With 10.3 tons empty weight and 58 tons max takeoff, it still cruises 305,000 km on internal fuel. It features 6 weapons bay, up to 7,500 kg total to preserve stealth until launch. Internally, it carries R-77 and R-74 AAMs plus cruise missiles for ground or ship attacks. Its avionics include the Pelka AESA radar suite and infrared search and track, hardwired into an advanced EW system. In dogfights, the Su-57's thrust-vectoring nozzles and agility will give it a strong close-range advantage. In all, Su-57 blends radar evading design with heavy armament. Though fewer are built so far, each Su-57 dramatically shifts strategic balance by forcing opponents to reveal sensor first. As Russia's aerospace flagship, it asserts itself as a defining weapon system on our chart. At number 2, the Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon from China. China's stealth interceptor builds on bold design. 2 WS-10P turbofans or 147 kN each with afterburners roar the 30-ton jet to Mach 2 at high altitude. With external tanks, it can reach 5,500 km, a staggeringly long range that lets China project power across oceans. Its internal base, with 2 large openings under chin and belly, can hold about 11 tons of weapons, including the big PL-15 BVR AAMs and infrared PL-10 missiles for dogfights, modernized Pagesport and electro-optical search and track turret, and advanced AESA radar. The J-20's unique giant body and serrated nozzle trim its radar and infrared signature. Emerging from mass production, it is already rumored to have engaged in simulated combat with top US jets. Whether used for air supremacy or deep strikes, the J-20 forces adversaries to guard against stealthy threats. As China's strategic cornerstone, its combination of reach, stealth, and heavy armaments makes the J-20 nearly peerless, but not quiet, as one jet remains above all. At number 1, the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor from the USA. The F-22 is the standard by which all others are judged. Twin Pratt and Whitney F119 engines or 35,000 lpf each AP tier it to Mach 2.25 or about 2,514 km per hour. Even in clean configuration, it supercruised at Mach 1.5 without afterburners, weighing around 29.4 tons in combat trim. It carries 8 AAMs into internal base and a 20mm cannon. Its internal fuel gives nearly 209,060 km range, letting it sweep vast areas on patrol. The F-22's AN/APG-77 AESA radar and passive sensor suite give it instant situational awareness. Crucially, its very shape and coatings make it virtually invisible to enemy radars. In close combat, its thrust-vectoring nozzles and high intense-to-nose thrust ensure it can outturn any foe. Operationally, the Raptor dominates in stealth missions, airborne command, and decoy suppression. In short, no other fighters combine stealth, agility, speed, and avionics as completely. From its first flight to today, the F-22 remains the affect predator of the sky, unchallenged in 2026 and beyond. These 10 fighters span the globe, but they share a common thread. Each represents the cutting edge of aerospace engineering, defining how wars are fought from the air. From the razor-edge stealth of the F-22 and Su-57 to the punishing power of the MiG-31 with its hypersonic gimbal, they are built for extreme roles. Across decades for designs, each jet reflects its nation's doctrine. Whether it's America's first strike invisibility, China's strategic reach, or Russia's sheer brute force. As technology marches on, tomorrow's fighter will stand on their shoulders. What innovations will the next generation of jets bring, and how will they reshape the skies? Only time will tell.